Welcome, ladies and gents, here on FaceitTV for more FACEIT League. I'm DDK, and today with me is Tosspot. How's it going?
Hello, it's going very well. Good to be back.
We apologise for the slight delays, but players are having some connectivity issues, but we're going to go into the game very shortly. And you've been very busy, but I know that you're quite hyped up when it comes to CS, and we have a sick lineup of games tonight. It's a lot of Dust 2, but Fnatic, one of the most consistent teams right now, looking to have some interesting matches here for sure. Should we have a quick look at the rankings? We can get you up to speed on what you've missed out in recent times. So far, Fnatic, very consistent. And of course, you know, teams are only playing 14 matches in total, so we're about just over halfway right now. So a lot still to happen. Anything that jumps out to you?
Well, we were doing the math before this game, so we could work out kind of what tonight really meant for these teams. And for Fnatic, it means they could qualify right here, right now. They've got 3 matches tonight, and if they win all 3, which would include defeating LDLC, they would be able to guarantee their qualification out of the group stage, which is a big statement. Means, you know, with everything else that's ongoing, they could take it a little easy in Super Week. Big opportunity for them. For the sides that they go up against, everyone needs points. For Epsilon in particular, they need a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, Epsilon they've almost been Hellraisers in some senses. Hellraisers have had like a massive improvement recently. They picked up Simple, they dropped Adren, and we're actually jumping into the knife round, but just to finish the point, Epsilon have shown incredible potential. They've done a lot better than anyone expected that they would do. I mean, you know, there was a lot of talking of them being the leftovers, which is not the nicest way to be talked about when you have this the French shake-up and you're the third team that no one cares about. But with the addition of PM, things just turned around. They hit this like dynamic. The cohesion is starting to really come into play. They've been showing immense potential as a really top French team. We've already seen SLTV that actually 3 French teams qualified. The 3 French teams qualified. So that's kind of incredible. We do have the odds there, and Titan certainly the favourite against Fnatic, which I find surprising considering Fnatic's track record. I know Titan have been good lately, but still.
The problem is Dust 2 is a map, you know, to quote Thorin, Dust 2 is not a map you want to have as your home map. Dust 2 is a map that, you know, everyone's going to be, you know, at least passable at. And for that reason, you know, anything could happen. We could see, you know, we've got 3 games of Fnatic on Dust 2 tonight. We could see them with, well, I would say 3 different results, but at least 2 different results in terms of a win or loss. But anyway, we're under the pistol round now, and it will be Titan who will start on the CT side. Pronax opens up the fragging, and Existence will return the favor immediately as Olof sits in mid. Someone just peeking on the other side of that wall, but JW also helping, and will start back. Maniac has gone down towards long A with the assistance of Apex, looking to clear out those double doors. Nobody popping their way through, though. It's KRiMZ who's lying on the other side, and he's waiting for Maniac to come through. And as KRiMZ just retreats out, they both spy each other and land a slug or 2. And now it will be KRiMZ to try and chase that one out. Apex coming in, and more Fnatic players charging through those double doors. Apex gets the first frag, but he is dropped by KRiMZ. And Maniac follows up with a second, and we trade frag for frag down there. It's JW and flusha left alive against Existence and Kenny S. And let's see what happens here as JW makes his way up towards that A site. He will try to get the bomb down. flusha helps him out with the frag onto Existence, and Kenny S is out for the count as well. Fnatic pick up the pistol round on the T side.
And you know, we saw, well actually, quickly, we're seeing the 2 scouts here, so, well, 3 triple scout! So I almost feel like this deserves a song, a jingle of its own, the triple scout from Titan. This can be very, very effective. I have to return to what happened in the pistol round later, as this could go very well for them. Obviously, Apex looking for a very quick push through the smoke, and these moves are very risky, obviously. But Fnatic, they're trying a very nice kind of counterplay to any shenanigans by just taking the fight altogether up long A, just really taking control of that real estate, and they are looking pretty good now, already eliminating 2 players for no loss.
Yeah, I mean, every time running with 3 scouts is a big move on second round, and you know, to quote Henry G, he never liked it. Not old-fashioned. He's an old-fashioned caster, and I kind of sit with him on that one and say, yeah, what does it do? But when you got Kenny S, he doesn't need a scout. He just needs something that shoots bullets, and he will deliver frags. Pronax and KRiMZ both go down. JW stops the excitement in its tracks. It's a 3-on-2 there, but look at those 3 of Fnatic. They have 34, 53, and whoa, now it's a 2-on-2. Running out of health for the Swedes here, and dare I say this, scout power might just have created an opening. At worst, it's made it expensive for them, and at best, Existence, well, I'll stop that sentence. 2-0 to Fnatic.
Well, the theory with those scout buys is often that if your opponents are taking a much slower round, where they're basing the opening on picking play, it should go your way because you can get lots of shots and tags in before their strategy, before their advance to a site actually happens. So if a team starts with a picking strategy that's very passive, the scout buy can be really devastating. And on specific maps where the jump shots are, where there's lots of possibilities for those jump shots, it can get really awkward really fast for the T side in this situation. So I like the theory. I'm going to see the boost, the kind of counter smoke boost there from Titan as they do spot already a lot of players in here. But their best bet would just be to do a bit of economic damage, get some kills on the board. And Fnatic, they're playing it methodically, and so far they are yet to really give anything up, which is looking pretty nice, apart from pronax going down. I don't think that weapon will be retrievable, and Fnatic certainly looking good.
Yeah, it's going to be next frag coming in for flusha. And as Fnatic try to make their push in towards that A site, they've got four players coming from Catwalk. They will charge in. It's only Apex left there. And Apex will immediately spy action as he pushes in. First shot comes in, gets the kill onto Olofmeister. But flusha and JW will begin to clean up the rest. It is just Existence, who has 42 points of health, meanders in towards that bomb site and says, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And that wasn't the place for him to be.
Yeah, and this is really tough for Titan. You know, the problem with this map is getting economic momentum as the CT side. If you can't get it early on, it can be a real struggle. We're going to see the AWP coming in for KRiMZ now, so we'll have to see what he's able to do with this and whether JW is going to go for the challenge. It looks like JW is going for perhaps a timing pick towards B, actually, and KRiMZ is just going to get smoked off. He's very good at being mobile, but he might just find JW if he does end up peeking into the upper dark area. So JW and KRiMZ certainly going to be two very important factors for both Fnatic and Titan on a map such as this. We'll have to see how the full round goes here for Fnatic. So far, they are just trying to get the early map control, and pronax might just get a bit cheeky here as well.
It will be pronax darting through the double doors, snatches himself a kill onto Apex, but elsewhere off camera, flusha was dropped, so we're on a 4-on-4 here. KRiMZ down to 31 points of health, having got that frag onto flusha, and pronax just down at 9. Fnatic will dart 3 players in the middle. Looks like they will reverse back and explore a little bit of A. They've got no real knowledge there. There's a man who's pushed down long A. Hasn't yet. It's KQLY who's going to go there. He hasn't pushed out yet, so he's not fully aware whether someone's down on those double doors or not. At least he is saying no one's come. The push has gone around towards B now, where JW is sitting. Had his AWP shot, didn't take it. Second bite of the cherry, gets it. KRiMZ down. Existence picks up the frag onto Olofmeister, though. And we go frag for frag at the moment. KRiMZ with the next. Existence is out. And it's pronax and KRiMZ versus 2 on that Titan side. Maniac will be the first to lead the charge in, as he will go up against KRiMZ. He'll wait for the diversion to come through the double doors, and now he'll charge in, tried to assassinate the bomb carrier, but wasn't able to do so. And bomb now planted. pronax is the one watching from the boxes as well, and it'll be who blinks first in this opportunity. KRiMZ is going to get 1 and follows up with 2, and if you deal only in headshots, there can be only one result. Fnatic pick up their 4th straight round.
A little bit of indecision there. I mean, the bomb was being planted. It could be heard, but I think they didn't want to go for the gamble because it was the possibility for a fake could have met the end of one of the CTs there, and that would have just completely blown up their potential retake. And instead, they wanted to go, okay, let's just do the 2 versus 2. But I have to say, I haven't seen that before with the Scout. That's awesome. The little boost there to just jump over and see towards the top of a suicide. That is amazing. Titan innovating yet still. Might just see Existence getting a tag here, and that would be pretty strong for them to start this eco off. As you know, again, picking off some players would be very important. If we just quickly check the economy, they've been doing some consistent damage here to Fnatic, and if they're able to take down a couple players here, they're going to be on track for keeping Fnatic's economy honest and giving them that chance to force an eco very quickly to get the momentum going. Because not only does the eco mean, okay, you know, maybe 2 rounds for 1, it also means that they start to build that money, which gives them the ability to take more risks, to try different setups. And Titan, we know that they want the double ops as well.
Well, it's the Existence who is lying in wait for them. The problem is, for all the huffing and puffing and somewhat innovative ideas from the Titan side, who have been on the wrong side of these opening 5 rounds, they've got nothing to show for it.
Yeah, so far it's not really been going their way, unfortunately. I mean, the opening pistol round from Fnatic was pretty standard stuff. I mean, Fnatic had this situation on the pistol round where they, obviously that's where they set up all this momentum that they have now, where they took the early picking situation in middle, and Titan were very happy to face them on the long ranges for these picks, and it went 1 for 1, which is, you know, you might consider that that's okay, but in reality what it meant that Fnatic could sit back, delay, and force Titan to set 2 players on one site, 2 players on the other site for lack of information, and then just hit one site, you know, 4 versus 2, which is exactly what they did, and Titan gave it a good effort, but it wasn't quite enough. But we do see the double AWPs now, KQLY and Kenny S.
2 AWPs and a scout. Up against JW's AWP, who's going to have a big round here for Fnatic. Boy, will they be, I mean, if you can out JW on this round early on, then Titan would have one hell of a defense for the remaining Swedes to come up against. Here is JW, and that will be first man down, JW. KQLY just pushed out towards the top of Catwalk and hit the one shot he had, the pixel that happened to be the groin of JW. And down he went. And Kenny S follows up with AWP frag number 2. A headshot onto pronax. Titan have now this round surely in their grasp. I've spoken too soon. Apex dropped by flusha. KRiMZ will now rejoin the party in mid as he has reinforcements coming around the back towards long A, but Kenny S is there onto Olofmeister, and we've had 3 frags from Titan, and they've all come from those AWPs. And
they still have a couple of smoke grenades, so there might be a way for them to create an opportunity here, but it's going to require a great individual performance. There's just no question about that. That's what this is about here. Opening up long could cause a lot of pressure towards A and a lot of threat, and this is going to be very important. Maniac, if he survives here, if he takes this 1-on-1 against flusha, it's pretty much game over here for Fnatic, but actually Maniac will get the kill, so KRiMZ's going to make his way in, and unfortunately not much to do against this is the machine. This is the machine of Titan. The double AWPs are fantastic. We saw Existence picking up the scout, and now he's just kind of keeping it because his money is looking so good, which is a bit of a weird situation, but I believe it was because he didn't have quite enough to go for a FAMAS in the previous round. The scout's next best thing.
Well, I thought he'd charge out and at least grab JW so they'd go for a triple AWP, but not to be. Maybe it was tossed away by the time that he got there. KQLY's pushed down long A, looking through there, and now on board with JW, who's got such a crucial role to play against a double AWP defense. Olofmeister, furthest man forward. There's a stack on the other side of the double doors waiting for him. A few early shots fired through that smoke, and he will retreat out. And well, I'm going to ask you in a minute, DDK, how do you defeat this defense? But let's see what Fnatic have got up their sleeve quickly as they come towards the catwalk, and well, they're retreating back, and it looks like they're struggling to find an opening.
Well, at the moment they're posturing towards this A split, and this can certainly be a good option if they're really spot on with the entries and obviously the smokes. Those will be the key elements for them, but it looks like there might be a bit of a peak here. If Titan can actually stop this play from Fnatic before it can get going with a quick pick, as Apex just did, he got 2 as well. Now things get very awkward. You've got 3 players alone on long, and Maniac, if he can do some damage here as well, it's pretty much game over once again. I mean, they just don't have the real estate at the moment to force Titan to any horrible engagements, and Titan, they are being just murdered. I'm sorry, Fnatic being murdered.
Maniac gets dropped by KRiMZ. Headshot comes in. It's going to be a follow-up, though, from that AWP, and KRiMZ will be dropped and punished for his downing. And then it will be flusha to follow up as well. It's JW, last man standing with his AWP, but he will retreat, and he will get picked off by Kenny S. And that was kind of the Italian mafia. They're waiting for you at every turn to take you out. And
you know, Maniac said apparently that this setup, the double AWP thing, this is become Titan's thing. They got KQLY, they got Kenny S. Of course, you have to go for the double AWP. And high risk, high reward is the call for that kind of a strategy. But when you have Kenny S. and KQLY, you're kind of mitigating the risk somewhat with just the immense amounts of talent and skill when it comes to actually playing with the AWPs. Going to see actually a quick push into the B bomb site though. Will they get the bomb here?
Apex gets the first frag at pronax that goes down, but down will go that AWPer as Apex comes in for frag number 2, 3. Can he get more? Existence will take that 4th frag. But what's interesting, you mentioned that the strength of those 2 AWPs, but then you've got to factor in KQLY looking after, Apex looking after the top of catwalk. That's a fully fledged American drone strike waiting for you at the top of that walk.
It's one of these situations as well where Titan are taking some calculated risks. That short push is a little risky, and of course Titan, they're very well. They have a very good understanding of how to manage risk. This is something that the French teams are actually amazing at, and I think one of the reasons why we're seeing a prominence of the French teams at the moment, because the understanding of how to mitigate risk and also the moments in which you take them is just spot on currently in the current meta and so on. As we do see Fnatic opening up with the standard round, giving themselves options for the B split and the A split, Now it's about finding the info, but they keep getting picked off before they can even really do anything. So Titan, once again, just this amazing display of skill.
olofmeister drops Maniac. KRiMZ picked off by Apex, who won't be outgunned in this one, as they will lose olofmeister again to KQLY, who, playing that AWP on A, is in a different position every time a Fnatic body shows himself to be. flusha going nowhere as KRiMZ is waiting for him, and he has a gun right behind him as well. And it'll be JW with his AK now to charge all the way over towards that B site. And he does have the bomb, so if he can get in there, get the plant down, then it'll be money in the bank for Fnatic at worst case. He'll want more. He's a man that really can deliver more. Oh, great hit onto KRiMZ. Knew someone will be waiting for him at the crossover, and as he charges in, his only problem here is that he doesn't know he's alone at B, and he could make something happen. He pushes out. He's still got 20 seconds to go for it, and KQLY will pick. What was JW doing there? He had the bomb. Was he just afraid that there was someone behind him and he wouldn't have enough time to plant?
It was a very tense moment, and the big question here in this game, the super huge question for Fnatic is, how do we get around? How do we circumvent the two AWPs? And the standard way to approach this problem is a set plays. You know, limiting the vision for the AWPers, so they can't get the long range shots. They can't have an ease when it comes to these engagements. And you do this with like very coordinated rushes and set plays. But we're not seeing them even able to set up, because again, these key little aggressions just knocking Fnatic down to like 4 players before they can come in. And this is the kind of play we want to see. Smoked off the CT arch. Now it's on KRiMZ. What can they do to stop him? Well, it's like they will just rush him down. So there you go, a bit of damage dealt. But unfortunately, it is, I think, quite a good bank here for Titans, so they won't worry about that all too much. But generally speaking, we need to see Fnatic get to the point where they've got short, where they've got dark, they have the options for the A and the B split, they don't get crushed, and then they make the call, they get the information who is on long. If there's 2 players on long, the B split becomes really magnificent. But the information gathering has been very difficult for them so far. They haven't been able to get to that point to make a strong call.
Do you think that last round or that last strat would have worked for them if it was a full gun round?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can see that the smoke on CT spawn, just as simple as it is, just forcing the AWP into hard spots can be very effective. But again, KRiMZ and KQLY very clutch.
Here is KRiMZ with the next. Oh, misses his shot. Has an opportunity now for that Fnatic player charging down mid, but the nade will force KRiMZ back, and KRiMZ was ready to take the next bite of the cherry. Look at Apex changing up his position this time around. He's going to come behind that catwalk push, but there's now AWPer over on A, waiting for the Maniac, picked off by olofmeister. flusha is the man who will make the jump across the smoke. No, there's an AWP waiting for him in the back, and Apex will continue the destruction of this Fnatic side. KRiMZ comes in with the next. Bomb being planted by Fnatic here on that A site. JW returns the favor and reminds of his AWPing credentials. And now it's 2 players coming in from A, and KRiMZ will get the first its existence, and KRiMZ with his 14 points of health, having had to rebuy an AWP in the last round, will retreat.
I really like this from Fnatic, because what they actually did in this round was they said, okay, every time that we're going short, because I mean, one of the very annoying things if you're building the bulk of your play around short for the A split is that the AWPer who is kind of guarding long in the site usually has a really good position around crossover and the slope on the A bomb site, and that's very difficult. He has a lot of easy shots, especially with good counter grenades, to actually take off maybe 2-3 players. And they were having this issue that they couldn't really get up short very well with the bulk of their players, so they took long very quickly. This got JW in a really good position, and if an AWPer was close to defend long or even on the slope, he doesn't really have a chance. Even if he makes 1 kill, they're all on top of him, so they can really shut down the site very quickly. I think that was a very good adjustment from Fnatic in that round.
olofmeister gets himself the first frag, and it's the danger man KQLY who's been hitting every AWP shot on A and long A is out for the count. Maniac is the one who's waiting to just charge up on olofmeister, who, courtesy of X-Ray, you can see is waiting there for him. More action on the other side now as KRiMZ moves into position in mid. And there's JW's AWP, and it's KRiMZ who get the better of him. JW might have fired first, but it was KRiMZ who fired true. olofmeister downed on long A. pronax now ready to come through the double doors. Gets the better of KRiMZ here, and we go frag for frag here. 2 down on the on either side. And now a examination of that Titan B defense to be had by flusha, who connects onto existence, who's...
Now this is doable for Titan. They do have 2 Molotovs. This is actually very key to eliminate certain positions here for Fnatic and to actually be hiding at. So that can, the Molotovs can save them. If they use these grenades very well, it's doable.
Pronax gets himself the first frag. It's Apex that goes down. Now it is Maniac or bust for Titan as Fnatic look to claim this round. They will do so and stretch their lead to 2. It's 7-5 now. And Fnatic may have answered the Titan question.
Yeah, that was a really good default picking around that. They kind of got the opening kills there. I actually have to say KRiMZ's shot through middle, I'm just gobsmacked every time I see him make these ridiculous shots. But generally very good default round from Fnatic there, just hitting up the picks, just simple pop flash setups to find those. And we're going to see already that the economy of Titan's very stretched here. But they're actually going for the kind of a force here because they know that the economy is kind of on the ropes for Fnatic.
KQLY retreats. And it'll be Olofmeister. And his AWP, and Fnatic this time going up for the double AWP of their own. Ready to push in long A there.
They're actually pushing upper dark actually for our Titan. This could be quite huge at the moment. KRiMZ is going to make his way through. This is going to constrict the kind of map control for Fnatic, and he could just get a couple of surprise kills coming up here.
Here we go, KRiMZ ready to show himself in mid. He's got flusha about to come right around the corner. He's seen the gun, and he finishes him off. Headshot in, flusha down, but Maniac was hounded down along A. Pronax got himself the kill. KQLY and that AWP are going to have to hit something through the smoke as he lines in wait, and they charge him up. First shot comes through, he gets KRiMZ, loses out to JW's AWP as they go AWP for AWPer, and now it's 2 AWPers and Pronax. Pronax has the bomb, he's on top of the site, and it'll be a well-guarded bomb, that's for sure. As Olofmeister will come through. Existence goes in. First frag, KRiMZ. Olofmeister out for the count. Pronax joins him. It's all on JW for Fnatic, but how many times have we said that over the years? First man goes for it. Into the bomb he goes, and JW can't see him. JW does dispatch of KRiMZ, but JW cannot see that man on the bomb site, and it's Existence who will get the defuse just in the nick of time. And wow, Titan go about that one the hard way.
That was an amazing round from Titan. Absolutely amazing. I was afraid for the fact that Fnatic reacted very quickly. We had the upper dark push. Titan had this situation where they had to find something out very quickly. They took the risk, got the upper dark push. We saw KRiMZ running. That gave them the opportunity to know what was happening, but Fnatic reacted very quickly. And that was the best way to deal with something like that. Just hit. Don't let Titan react and set up properly. But still, the clutch plays coming in. It's individual, just amazing individual performance.
I wanted to ask you about KRiMZ. He was the one that tossed the Molotovs in the B tunnels and then jumped over his own Molotov. Was that a decoy knowing that, because he would have had the information that they were where they are right now? It does create a... Because you wouldn't assume that an enemy would jump over and take damage from
it's like a full sense of security there. Okay, behind us, nah, it's fine. But, of course, we know that that's not the case, as you are highlighting there. And Fnatic doing the standard round again. Got map control, upper dark. They have short, they've pushed Titan back. They have a presence on long as well. So now all the options are open for them. It's about information gathering. And with 2 players on long, the best play is the B split right now because the 2 players on long have a very, very distant rotation. So this is perfect here. Fnatic doing this wonderfully. And so far Titan with the defensive setup, they haven't got the information. This could be very good for Fnatic right here.
I'll ask you later how much Fnatic are aware of what they've just done, but let's see whether it comes off. Fnatic now will double back, go towards Olofmeister on the catwalk, who will nade in towards the A site. One of those players from long A has actually come back in towards the site now, and Apex is ready to unleash. KQLY gets the first. Apex Maniac, they help themselves to the Fnatic players, and it's only Olofmeister left. He has 2. He'd have to get all 5 if he wanted to win this round for Fnatic. And let's see whether he can go about it.
The bomb stuck between the boxes. Oh, that is such a shame. I don't know what happened there for them because, as we can see, we have the beautiful overview. We have all the X-ray and everything. We can see that what they did was perfect there. They had the 2 players on long, very distant rotation. That's the ideal situation to hit that B split for maximum efficiency. But the problem was that, well, rather, I mean, I'm not sure why they went all 5 up short after that because they hadn't been spotted up middle. So they got a lot of ground. I think it would have been half a Titan to react at all to that. So I'm surprised. But we'll have to see if how they recover on this last round.
JW gets the entry frag on towards that B side. Existence is down. JW for the second. No, KRiMZ says no more. And he will just pull back, make sure no one's coming through mid, and just wait for reinforcements to help him reclaim that B site. There are 3 players there, and there are 3 players up for Titan. So this is an even Stevens retake for whomever will take the 8th round and the halftime lead. It'll be olofm to push in, gets dropped by Maniac with help there from, I think it's Kenny who's beside him, and now the next two will go up. KQLY's coming in through the double doors. Maniac first around that corner. The bomb ticking louder and louder now, though. KRiMZ is going to get picking on the first, the second, and Maniac finally stops him, but it should be too late, as Maniac will blow. And that will be Fnatic 8-7, taking a 1-round lead. Did they just edge that one for you?
That was, well, this was one of the best, maybe one of the best Dust2s I've seen recently, and that says a lot because I've just casted like 130 maps in like 3 weeks. So that says a lot. But the level of skill there between both teams, and the fact that Titan were able to build back off of the terrible start that they got.
Yeah, they were 5 down
into 2 AWPs, and then the scout on existence as well. That was a really, really risky situation, but the individual skill from them really shows the dominance that they displayed at Stockholm, at the Stockholm Invitational, because it's just off the charts. Some of the shots that they're hitting, they're making this look way better than it really is, just because of the skill that's just through the roof. And we're going to see the piss around here, and we definitely, well, for the sake of Titan at least, they need not to get picked out of here, but great flash going in.
Apex and KennyS will hold themselves to the frags. pronax joins the dead Fnatic bodies, and it's 5 on just 1. JW is the last man standing, and they hunt him down. 8-all.
That was clean. That was that was very, very clean. Very nice flash. That shows you just the strength of just having just a couple grenades on the T side. On you know, a couple well placed flashbangs can just cause absolute havoc for the CTs on a map like this and the piss around. So just very simple, but well executed there from Titan. And now we're going to see, of course, a bit of an investment here from Fnatic. They haven't gone for the full investment, but just some pistols. They really want to find some frags if they can, and they're just trying to get some interesting setups to try to find a few picks. It's all about just knocking down the economy of Titan right now. What they want is 2 to 3 frags, and that would be acceptable. Any more, a massive bonus.
JW ready to charge out. Molotov will push him slightly further towards those doors, and KQLY's bullets rattle off just to his right-hand side. KQLY now ready to make the push. No, he's got no need to as well. If he's 100% confident that JW hasn't escaped, he's got no need to. He can stay there. He's got the bigger weapon.
So it's all about playing methodically here for Titan. You can see Existence is actually staying on the pistol, and that's mostly so that Existence can go first in a lot of situations whereby, just to test if there's a stack here or there, just to make things safe, as there's not a big investment on him. They are actually edging into the A site, so they are close now to actually getting that bomb down.
Existence toss in that Molotov, and here we go. They will lead the charge. olofm makes himself hard to see, but in the end, he's not that hard to hit once you find him. 3 kills, and Titan have control of a KRiMZ last man standing, and it'll be now Titan 9-8 up and push through. So, looking good for Titan. It'll be one more round against this Fnatic saving before they get a bye round, and so they'll have the opportunity to build a 2-round cushion.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting map as well, because usually Titan, I wouldn't say their gimmick, but their obvious strength is the 2 AWPs, and they're really saving a lot of bank at the moment with some of these clean rounds that they've had. So Fnatic, they need to absolutely prevent this situation where they can easily get to the AWPs, because actually having AWPs on this map as a tease is really strong. Even 2 AWPs could be quite workable, as it's not really the case on other maps when it comes to the T side, and I can explain further why that's the case later on. But at the moment, it is just a systematic take of positions with decent team play, creating the availability for trade situations if it's required. So you don't give anything away to Fnatic, because big result for them is, and what Titan don't want to give them, is either some kills or some free weapons.
Frag comes in from Maniac and Apex, and Fnatic down to just 2. And let's see. This Fnatic side have been on one hell of a roll, but Titan asking questions of them now. Yeah, 2 rounds up, and if Fnatic were to want to qualify out tonight, they'd need to win this game.
And there's the ult from JW. He's going to be absolutely key here, especially considering the fact that AKs in a picking situation against M4s, they have the inherent advantage because, as you can see, Fnatic are investing in the helmets, but they're actually not needed against AKs. Obviously, AK is a one-shot kill to the head, so this creates a a slight advantage as the M4 is obviously 2 shots to the head. You've got to remove the helmet first. We're going to see the counter boost here for the smoke. This is really smart here from Fnatic. This is a very strong setup also against any B splits, but they're just trying to get a pick to prevent Titan from getting the ideal map control, and pronax is close here. This is very nice team play setup, and they're going to go through.
flusha gets up the first and the second. Apex and KRiMZ both out for the count. Next man up will be pronax to get 1 and 2, and Fnatic go through a whitewash of that Titan assault. It just didn't work. Fnatic barely had to use all of their nades.
That was absolutely perfect. They just walked into the jaws of Fnatic. They had all Fnatic was looking for there with the rifles is because often the smoke goes down to deny the AWP any presence on middle. They're like, okay, well, let's just get ourselves some information. We know that we need to do something a little bit risky here to kind of throw off Titan before. We don't want to get, we don't want to allow them to get their play to actually go. We want to stop it before it can really happen. And that's an important thing against the most top teams in the world. Because if you just let them run their strats without stopping them at all, it's going to hurt really bad. And we saw that Fnatic did that in the most marvelous of ways with a very aggressive combination from short and middle.
Nades knocked out. There's a slither of damage to existence. Apex will retreat back. Maniac has been picked off on the other side by KRiMZ there, and that's a big kill for the XLGB man. What can Titan do now to answer back up? They've been forced to investigate the B tunnels, and there is one man just on the top of B who's going to go looking for him. It is KRiMZ who has that and has reinforcements as well. Existence and Apex, though, both get the frags. KRiMZ and flusha mowed down, and the B-bomb site wide open now for them. pronax comes in, jumps around, gets the frag onto KQLY. It'll be Existence nade up towards the hole as it's a 3-on-3. And Olof will be the man to charge first in towards that B site, but he's running into his own grave. Apex gets the frag. JW will go down as well, and now it's all pronax arriving just a little bit too late, but through the smoke dispatches of Apex. Next man up will be Existence, and that will be the end of it for them. And Titan get themselves another round and restore the 2-round advantage.
Really nice. Again, simple stuff from Titan. Fnatic, they still have money, though, thanks, and they're going to have to go for the buy. This is pretty awkward, though. They do have a decent supply of nades. JW going to pick up the mag. We might see something similar to the previous round where they had the 2 players boosting over the smoke. That also, in doing that, they were able to see whether anyone had actually moved up to short, and noticing that no one had, that gave the cue in that round for pronax to actually go down short safely with by crouching also to not be visible from the lower dark position. So Fnatic definitely going to have to look for some early information here to stop this play. There's a big advantage, certainly, here for Titan, who know that Fnatic are on the ropes, economically speaking. They, of course, are going to play a very passive round, as they don't want to run into any unorthodox surprises from Fnatic's side. And so far, we're seeing the standard take of middle and short here from Titan.
Apex will treat. It'll be flusha who's potentially going to go up against that incoming Fnatic side. Sorry, Titan side first, but it won't happen. Up goes Apex, leading the investigation. KRiMZ in that AWP looking through. KQLY gets himself the frag onto JW. pronax now looking to cover that area off, but KQLY's long gone with his 6 points of health. What can KRiMZ see up at A? Not a great deal for him to spy. The man he's looking for is beneath him. It's olofm who'll come in, and A's going to be open for the taking, and olofm will have to retake this, or Fnatic will have to surrender. pronax gets himself that kill on the 6 HP KQLY. Do Fnatic feel like they can retake this? They've got 4 men, and the bomb's going down any second now. Maniac from behind. That was his opportunity. Had to land that 2 hits. Didn't do so. Next frag for Maniac. Not going to happen either. flusha gets it, and that was a big moment. Maniac could have forced Fnatic onto a save. Now they're going to come for them, and let's see whether they can do it. The 4 versus the 3. Bomb has ticked already for a good amount of time, though. KRiMZ gets himself the frag onto olofm. Avenged by KRiMZ. flusha gets the next 2, and that will be the end of Titan. And, well, rounds can be won and lost by big moments, and Maniac's was the moment to win the round for Titan.
Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised just the fact that Fnatic had a very unorthodox situation again, because we saw that there was nobody actually on the site really. There was Olof who's down below. So this creates like a very odd situation where the site is very easily accessible, but this actually ended up working to Fnatic's favor, considering also the inherent disadvantages. Just like straight up 1 versus 1s, not quite going to be so reliable in those situations for Fnatic. They need something extra, and they found it in the way that their team play setups came in the way that their positions were very unreadable. And again, we're seeing the the very slow opening here from Titan. And something to note is that Titan now on the brink of an eco. Can quickly check the economy there. Look how bad the money is for both teams. Both teams vying for economic control. Round 22. So this is where the game can really start to get won here. The next team to really bring about solid momentum, it's going to be important.
Apex charges through, up towards that B site he goes, and has reinforcements right in the rear, or the derriere, as he might say. flusha gets 2 frags, KRiMZ returns the favor, but the damage is done, and Fnatic have the man advantage. Next up will be KRiMZ to get the kill onto olofmeister. JW versus KQLY wins, Maniac 1-on-1 again loses out, KRiMZ gets himself the frag, the bomb carrier is KRiMZ, he's going to get the bomb down at least, but we'll go 1-on-3, does a hell of a lot of damage to KRiMZ though, who retreats. JW pops out, and Fnatic will tie the game back up.
Certainly very crucial round to be won. There's just a very simple, hard-hitting B split there from Titan that Fnatic defended well, and we're going to see now how things are looking on the money. And the bomb did go down, so that's an extra $800 for all the players on the Titan side. But you can see that their money is still not really in the realms of a proper buy, so they're going to just save up for this one and have a very solid buy in the following round. But Fnatic, you know, they are still in the realm, in a very dangerous position that their economy could be disheveled very soon if they are to lose this round. So another really important round for Fnatic. The CT economy hard to keep hold of, and so far these pistols just looking for that damage.
It'll be pronax who, with the help there of existence, gets himself the kill onto KRiMZ. But olofmeister and pronax have themselves fragged. Maniac is the last man up. And a nice clean round for Fnatic, just what the banker ordered.
Oh yes, indeed. And now it is time for AWP from KRiMZ for sure. Got that 6100 there in the bank, and there it is. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether JW decides that it's worth the risk to try to go for immediate challenges against KRiMZ. I can't imagine at this stage of the game it would be, but there is this is going to be the delayed peek here, and as KRiMZ, he is actually looking here, so we could have a very important opening duel between the AWPers. JW's not peeking just yet, though.
And KRiMZ will just assume a little bit of confidence. There was an opportunity, and it's JW who takes it. Kenny downed, and that 6,100 that he spent on all of his items very quickly washed away.
That was incredibly smart there, but looks like we have more action coming up here as Titan try to foray into middle to look for something, a response.
It'll be flusha who charges in. Apex was chasing out JW through the double doors, and in the end, JW says, no you don't. And that's 2 for JW this round. Next up will be KQLY, who picked up the ult from KRiMZ and avenged as Existence has led that push in towards A. It's 3-on-4. olofmeister will go down to level them up, and the KQLY will get himself back. Next kill is pronax that is out for the count, and now Fnatic find themselves 2 men down. As very quick succession, bomb planted. flusha going to go in for this as he looks to level the numbers out, but can't do so. And KRiMZ 1-on-3 will probably want to just save that out, and that will be Titan tying us back up, and we have 6 rounds left.
It's one of those things, right? I mean, okay, you killed KRiMZ. Is KQLY still alive? Well, if he is, it's not over yet, because obviously we saw that was amazing because JW is really smart. I mean, he obviously knew that challenging directly would be much more risky than just sitting on an angle like that, and he could maybe get the sneaky frag if, you know, the AWPer was to actually start scanning all over middle for the angles, assuming perhaps they're not seeing an AWPer directly, only seeing 2 cross, that perhaps that would mean that the AWPer should be at long. Or on the top of short. So in creating that false sense of security, he waited on the angle, and the reactions were perfect. So that is a round that Fnatic should have won, but KQLY, if he's still alive, it's not over.
KRiMZ with the turn. This time, JW wastes no time about trying to assert himself against KRiMZ, but neither of them will come up trumps here. It is 12-12, and there is nothing to be certain. Everything up for grabs. Existence pokes his head in towards A. Sees a lot of damage and will retreat back. flusha is the man who will lie in wait next. Existence down to just 6 points of health. As Apex is flashed in mid. Pokes around. There's nothing there. Flashed again. As the nade comes straight in, he's waiting for someone to face him, to challenge him. And it'll be at the double doors, and Apex will eventually retreat. As pronax is being pushed back off catwalk to where he was edging forward, looking to shoot down towards those double doors after they knew that Apex was there. And damage done to 2 Titan players, and Pronax himself also down to 35. There's the next shot. It's KRiMZ who gets the better of KennyS, who, in KennyS's terms, had an age to line up that shot, but wasn't able to do so. Maniac's the next man up. Pronax gets the frag on towards Apex, and KRiMZ is out for the count on B. Can Titan now make their move? It'll be bomb coming around the back to join this B assault. KQLY gets the next frag. Pronax down and out. Maniac is just not finishing his breakfast on that one. Next man is going to come through the hole in the wall as he comes through. Maniac waits for it and is lucky to get alive, but won't live much longer. That AWP from KQLY, again, a millimeter away. Titan in this have had 2 or 3 opportunities that they've just been seconds, milliseconds out on. 1 on 3. KQLY will get himself absolutely nothing out of that. The timer against him, and he was in the end just sandwiched.
That was a really interesting round from many perspectives, because actually at the start we saw Apex was pushing middle. They were trying to get some information as to what was happening.
And KQLY died after the timer as well.
Oh, that's a very good point. Yes, he has actually no money, and we can see how much that screws things up. They could have actually forced it up otherwise, but now they're going to have to go for the eco with a couple flashes. But to return to the point, Apex pushed out initially for just out middle. He saw nobody, and what this really meant was that there had to be 2 people in B, because there should be someone there, unless they're playing a lot of people in, like 1 person in CT spawn, 3 on the A side. There had to be someone there, so he was waiting for the peak. But then by the time he got peaked, Fnatic had enough time to react from short, so they could actually, if they did go for the B split, then they wouldn't have any time. It would be a situation where Titan would have Fnatic flanking them so quickly that they can't commit to the B play. So then they're like going back, so okay, now I have to go for the A play, and Fnatic were holding onto their positions. They're like, okay, we don't know where it's committed, and they started moving, then they had to stop. So it's like this very, very tentative back and forth between the 2 teams that was just, they were both walking the razor's edge there, really, and obviously Fnatic ended up reading the map better and reacting better when the push finally did get forced out from Titan. We saw they ran out of time, basically.
And now if they convert this, they'll be up 14-12, and they will be staring down Titan. This would be their opportunity to close out the game. And Titan have had just 2 or 3 moments where this result could have gone in a different direction, and they're going to need to deliver their A game here.
So, as you say, this is the round now. If Titan want to win this game, they've got to pull out something here. Absolutely has to be here and now. The nades, not perfect. 2 Galils in the mix. They're going to be looking, ideally, at a bit of a fast play here. They're kind of outgunned at this point. It's like a, oh wow, quick aggression from JW. This does get punished, and this should favor Titan.
Great trade there if you're a Titan player. You lose they lose JW and you lose existence. You'll take that any day of the week.
And get an AWP on KennyS as well to boot.
KennyS is now in on that A site. Just saw a helmet, but he couldn't take it off. Pronax is the next man to go in and gets himself 2 big frags. Apex and KennyS out. KQLY will move in on long A as we're running out of Titan players here, and Titan are running out of time. KQLY comes through, and there's just he and Maniac left. And now Pronax will complete the hat-trick with that one. Maniac goes up on towards Catwalk, and as he is targeted by Pronax, looking for frag number 4. Pronax will say, it's all right, KRiMZ. You can have this one, mate. I'll just win the round on my own. And there are 3 rounds left for Titan, and Fnatic have just about done it.
Yeah, it's I can't believe this match has actually been absolutely incredible from many standpoints. We'll have to see if Titan can build something here. They got 3 Molotovs, bunch of smokes, bunch of nades. So if they can get some early picks here, some fast aggression, pick up some weapons, this is doable.
That's the optimist in you, Dan. I love it.
Well,
a team who have just found their form versus a team with not much, and but they can do it. Olofmeister gets himself the kill onto Maniac, and Apex showing what he can do. Pronax down and out. JW will return the favor in, and KennyS will pick up another one, and we're in a 3-on-3, and, well, if you, like Dan, believe in them, then maybe just there is an opportunity. JW, though, next frag onto KQLY. Apex, now alone, goes to pick up that bomb, but in doing so, rocks into the firing squad. Fnatic have defeated Titan by 16 rounds to 12. But the full story is a very interesting game.
That was a game with just won by the smallest margins completely. I mean, there was this one round that really stood out the most, though, to me, and it was hardcore. Because if you look at it from Titan's perspective, it was the round where they were able to actually push up middle, and they saw nothing, but they had 3 players already up middle. Then they just man short push. And that was, to me, a very strange round. It was a round where, I think it was around the round 20, something like that. It was getting quite late into the game. And this was where they could have really started to set some economic momentum, because we saw both teams at that period were still looking for the economic control. And it's actually where, it was the round where Fnatic were able to start picking that up. But if you look at this decision from them, the reason why I think that they went to short was because they didn't have anybody around dark at that point of time. So they would have felt like, okay, well, we'd just be pushing up altogether. We can't wait that long to get someone in position to make it really effective. So they went for the surprise hit up short. But the thing is that they didn't really know, they didn't have any information on A either. So it was this kind of crazy mid-round call that basically just completely blew up the game for them at that point. And but beyond that, there was so many cool back and forth, and I'm still shocked that Fnatic are able to win after those insane AWPs that we saw from KQLY and KRiMZ. My mind is still just completely blown.
Well, if you like Frenchmen, if you like Fnatic, and if you like Dust 2, don't go anywhere, because we've got a lot more of that coming your way for match number 2, which is Epsilon versus Fnatic.